Hello YouTube, Gaming God is here doing a review on an action-adventure stealth video game on the PlayStation 2, better known as Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. MGS2 was published by Konami for the PlayStation 2 in 2001, and it is the fourth Metal Gear game to be produced by Hideo Kojima, and it is the direct sequel to Metal Gear Solid on the original PlayStation. The story revolves around the Big Shell, which is a massive offshore cleanup facility that has been taken by a group of terrorists that calls themselves Sons of Liberty. They demand a ransom in exchange for the life of the president. With that being said, without giving too much of the story away, let's get right into this review. There are 3 different modes to choose from in this game: Tanker, Plant, and Tanker Plant. Tanker is a very short mission involving Snake. Plant features a new character who goes by the codename of Raiden, and Tanker Plant is both missions together. Personally, I would suggest playing Tanker Plant mode, but it really just depends on what part of the game you want to play and how much of the story you want to see. Also, once you decide the mode that you wish to play, you can also choose your level of difficulty. Our general gameplay is pretty basic. We have our protagonist sneaking around, avoiding being seen by the enemies for most of the game. This game also features more elements than its predecessor, such as the new first-person aiming mode that allows the player to target specific points in the game. Unlike Metal Gear Solid, the guards were given more advanced AIs and work in squads to prevent an imbalance of power. They will call for a striker team if the player is seen by one of the guards. If you can escape from the striker team, then your best hiding places would be in a bathroom stall or a locker, since they will check the rooms before going back to their positions. There are also a massive variety of weapons that you will find throughout the game, such as the Stinger, which is a missile launcher that is obtained during one of the boss battles, the AKS-74U, an assault rifle that is used by the enemies, and even the PSG-1, a semi-automatic sniper rifle, and I have to say, it is so satisfying to snipe the enemies. If you plan on playing Metal Gear Solid 2, go ahead and play with the different weapons and see which ones you like. Finally, the boss fights in this game. There are a ton of different boss battles that you will face during your run at Metal Gear Solid 2, and just to name a few, we have Olga, the Fat Man, and Vamp. The fights really just vary on skill and the level of difficulty that you picked. I played it on very easy, and I still found that some of the bosses were a lot harder than others. The voice acting in this game is actually pretty good. Well, for the most part. It sounds serious at times, and it gives the impression of being very serious, but when we have a character who cries like this, then you can't help but laugh. MGS2 features some pretty good music throughout the game. Henry Grayson Williams, a Hollywood film composer from Hans Zimmer's studio, was picked by Kojima himself to compose music for Metal Gear Solid 2. He was the one who also arranged and reorchestrated the original Metal Gear Solid main theme for the use of the game's opening title sequence. I could easily listen to a Metal Gear soundtrack and not get tired of it. This is a PlayStation 2 game after all, but the graphics look really good for having a realistic style to it. We can see that especially in our cutscenes when they show close-up shots of a character's face and the details of the expression they may have during that specific scene. It is just so perfect. I appreciate good animation, but that's not the only type of graphics that we have in this game. Occasionally, throughout a cutscene, we will see some real-life footage. Some of this footage was actually done firsthand by the Konami's development team. Now for some pros and cons. First off, the pros would have to be the graphics and the music. That is a huge pro for me. Also, figuring out the gameplay wasn't too hard either. As for some cons, of course, the difficulty of this game can be extremely hard. There are many times where I just got completely stuck, and to be honest, I had to look it up. There was just no other way around it. Overall, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty has a pretty good story as well as good gameplay. Again, this is the direct sequel to Metal Gear Solid, so there is a possibility of becoming lost or confused while watching the cinematic cutscenes. I used to not be a fan of the Metal Gear series, but ever since I started playing these games, I couldn't get enough of the action. I really enjoyed the way the characters develop in this game. I also really enjoyed playing as Raiden. He is a lot more acrobatic compared to Snake. It is a pretty short game. The only thing that makes it long are the cutscenes, of course. This game is also a lot harder than other Metal Gear games, and for that, I'm going to have to rate Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty an 8 out of 10. This has been a Gaming Goddess review, and remember to keep on gaming.